Okay, welcome back. Break time's over. Now on to the bottom half of Elden. I just ignore those guys for now. We're going to see plenty of them later. Right out the gate, little rare find. Pest Glaive. Though men might recognize the... Okay. So, Halberd has your standard Halberd moveset, and just looks kind of funky, that's about it. Then you got a bunch of these dudes. Like I said, we will run into them. We finally run into them. Never picking up the meteoric ore blade. So a strength katana, basically, is what this weapon is. Has a gravitas as a skill, so kind of leaves a lot to be desired as far as like another magic katana. very niche scenario uses there. I think it's actually a shorter blade than most katanas, so it doesn't really see a lot of use other than the blood loss effect on it. And if you want to take a trip up here, there's just a bunch of flowers and mushroom heads. They guard a 1 Mikola Lily. Let's see if you think that's important enough. And then it just wrapped around to the cave that we already explored. Kind of want to jump into here a little bit. We got a Grace.
Yes, right this way. Right this way. Welcome, valued please. I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, go ahead, you're good. So you need an infinite supplies of any kind of poison or fire arrows. Here you go. Now you can spend your runes to get it from him. Preserving boluses is what he sells. I think that's the most important item. But that's about it. We can read this. The Battle of Aeonia, Radon and Millennia locked in a stalemate, then Scarlet Rot blooms. So this was the battleground of General Radon and a swordswoman named Millennia. Life Fist Steel. Or Life Steal Fist, Jesus. Skill that demonstrates mastery of an art controlling the vital energy, slow controlled punch with energy infused. Can steal their HP. So even more feeding into HP restoration builds. Kind of like using the Dark Hand in Dark Souls. Not the easiest thing to do. Alright, bit of a tough matchup coming up here. But once again, blood and dragon wound grease for this fight. This dragon's very deadly though. Just want to get out of that blast radius. A new draconic power. You can take these guys out if you want. Just be careful taking out this one right here. He's going to transform. Take out. Yeah, get ready. So another mimic type enemy. Getting another larval tear. Get you a new communion. Get you a cookbook for the Dragon Apostles. Greece, which is great. Gravel stones, obviously, super not found though. You'll have to wait a little bit into the next area before we can actually start seeing it. Now you got all these powers you can choose from for the dragon abilities. You got Grey Roll's Roar, Dragon Maw, Dragon Claw, Dragon Ice, and DK's Decay, which is really powerful. This is like the best way to apply Scarlet Rot to pretty much anything. Get that one. So then here's the rest of Caelid. And a merchant.
I am not sick.
Pop. That. You get rot bone stuff, so now we can create things to inflict Scarlet Rot. Get some different type of night gear. And this is the Barbarian set. So you can look like Nepheli. Get Gravity's Advantage.
You will.
Gravitational power that pulls can bring flying foes low. So, yeah. See what we were saying before? Gravity beats those things. And then you can see the night boss over there. Another Deathbird. And we've got one right here. Poison Moth Flight. Pretty interesting one, to be honest. I think it's worth a look. Even though Poison's not that great in this game, it's still worth a look. I would spend any runes. I'm actually going to mess with my flask for once. And give us 2. Holy Blade. Because we're going to have to range this guy down. He's just too tough to take on. Head first. I don't like Torn for this fight. He doesn't perform well. Then you get a really interesting greatsword, the Death's Poker. Another way to build up Frost. It's actually really cool. I do want to try my hand at the Death's Poker one time. Probably do a full-on Frost build. Combine that with Frozen Needle. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, this guy is kind of a problem, so be careful. The sound you're hearing, you're getting pots thrown at you from above. Just want to get out. And we want to change back. Did not want that bird to join it. Okay. And get you a Windy Crystal Tear right there. And then just watch out for the birds. Get a Golden Seed. Kind of let it all chase you. It's alright. We will make it. See one of these statues. You already know what it's leading us to. I want to cut this dude off right here. Then just run straight to the door. Pop some iframes. And then spam roll. There you go. Just kind of deal with the flowers the way you want. Got the secret door here. Probably gonna pop stuff. Close. Okay, get you some Miranda sprouts. Obviously. Great. My opinion, a very shitty summon for sure. Get another secret right here. This is how you pull the lever. got a little side thing right here. So go. Whew. Not that spectacular of a dungeon. It's just one of those things kind of exist. I think I'll actually summon Oleg just to have him out here. Now you get the kindred of rot ashes. The spirit takes form of a crawling pest that's shit in his body, making a dry, rustling sound, attack enemies by secreting sticky threads. The kindred of rot are servants of the goddess of rot, servants that have been forsaken. Okay, with those out of the way, now we can see how do we want to approach. So what we want to do, if we're doing this the proper way, is to approach Celia from this side. So we'll go ahead and here, and that whole village. Okay. Stop by the shack. Okay. Just run wide on that thing so you don't aggro him. Here's the shack.
Oh, a pleasure to see you. A pleasure indeed. I am Gari, a great sage. In my day, anyway. I'd hoped to ask a favor when one of your ilk came along. A strapping young tarnished, able to cross the scarred swamp of Aeonia. Don't fret, I'll provide fine recompense. Should you accept, I will teach you the secret of Celia, the town you see there. Ah, then you are willing to lend a hand, are you? I need your help to heal a certain young girl. Her name is Millicent. You will find her beyond Celia, resting at the church atop the cliff, stricken by the rotting sickness.
Okay.
The rotting sickness that afflicts Millicent has no cure. When the Erd Tree flourished, even the demigods could not stave off its effects, despite their nigh godhood. But Millicent's suffering can be ameliorated. For this, you are to seek the deep, scarlet swamp of Aeonia outside Celia's bounds. The needle, made from unalloyed gold, is lost somewhere there. First, you must find the unalloyed gold needle. It's hidden somewhere. Then I will the secret. First, it's hidden somewhere. Then I will the secret.
Okay. And naturally, finding the secret of this town isn't hard by yourself, but if we're going to do things in proper sequence, this is what you're supposed to do. So talk to Gallery, and then he's going to tell us that we have to explore the swamp to find a golden needle. So now we can actually do the swamp part. And you know what? We're actually going to go through a different route, so... want to take the well, because had you explored from the well side, this is the first time. This is how I did it the first time I played this game, because I was just exploring. I had no idea what anything was or what I was supposed to do, really. The bear being turned around like that sucks. It fucking sucks. Because you want this, and you want to get down. And then I found this guy just kind of chilling. Definitely want those. Because this is probably how most found the swamp. We can take on the beetle. There you go. So another way to enter Caelid was through Sea for River Well, if you went down there. Really not a lot to speak here. We kind of want to get them to do their pillars of light right here. Okay. Then kind of be quick about grabbing this. Then jump down here. Rock Sling is really fucking good sorcery, so we are about to combine that with something else. I'm not going to use it personally, but I've used it in the past, and it was one of the sickest spells in the entire game. I'm not sure if it's one of those spells I saw nerf in the future, but it still works today. Okay, now we got a perfumer's bottle. That's something there. And we had picked up a cookbook with some spray type of thing in it, and we have yet to find out what we were supposed to do. But you can make little aromatic things with the spray, or with the bottles, perfumer bottles. We'll get to see more of that, how that works in the next part, though, like, of the game. It's not going to be too evident here. Because as you saw, it needed a material called Altus Bloom, and we haven't been there yet. get to a safe corner. Alright, so we just picked up the meteorite staff. Staff embedded with a dark purple glintstone said to be the fragment of meteorite. Boast high sorcery scaling, boast gravity sorceries, boost gravity sorcery as well. However, the staff cannot be strengthened in any way. So that's the only detriment that it has, is that it's a very great early game staff with being at an intelligence of an S level. So the first time we've seen that, and it enhances gravity sorcery. So if you combine this with any one of the purple spells, you're going to be hitting pretty damn hard on those spells specifically. Rock Sling summons basically like 3 rocks out of the ground and just flings them at the enemy. It is just devastates toys. So you'll be knocking down even gigantic bosses pretty quickly. So Meteorite Staff for the early game is like perfect, like for your sorcery setup, and it even really works well with like the Glintstone Pebble, Stone Shard, all that kind of stuff. That's a great way to come down here and kind of get yourself set up. The only caveat, like I said, is that it doesn't upgrade ever, so you'll never be able to like plus it to anything. The only thing I gotta say about the swamp is just be very careful for Scarlet Knights. They like to pop out of it. But we're gonna get an invasion here. Let me see it only last time. Your splendid blade dancing amongst the Scarlet Rock. Okay, so he's hinting at things. Okay, it's another one that's kind of meant to make you chase it around. Poison Mist. So bathe your weapon in Poison Mist. That's it. So you shoot out a Poison Mist, and then you slash, and then your blade becomes poison. So if you want to run a poison build, there you go. That is like your bread and butter. Or you can do the Poison Moth Flight one. Which... just don't sleep on it. It's pretty good. Then as you can see here, we got some crazy shit. And there you can see there's an enemy, so take care to avoid. And get a little grace here. I'm a little bit off the beaten path, but there's a summon point here somewhere. Dang. Almost got it. Oh, it's out here somewhere. It's like in a really weird spot, too. So I don't know how far you have to run for this invasion either, so I'm trying not to pop it. Get screwed 3 different ways. There we go. And here's old Millicent. Nothing, right? Be bothered if I can't find this thing, because I know it's in a weird spot. There it is. It's like from the grace point and on, it's kind of located in a weird point. We'll see if there's anyone playing right now. Just to see how this works, right? Yeah, generally no one starts showing up in Caelid until like General Radon fight. So then if you do that, make sure you turn those off just by reusing the item. Otherwise, you won't be able to use your summon in the battle you're trying to do. And that would suck. Okay, so we'll reset the world state. And pretty cool about this battle is that you can be on horseback in it. But I would summon, because there's going to be a lot of shit here. Oh, fucker. God dang. That's what makes the fight really good with Torrent, is that you kind of have to, you know, big hulking enemy like that, you might want a little bit of help. Okay, Commander Standard, another halberd weapon, so you can tell they went really freaky with the halberds here. Unfortunately, this halberd does not build up rot. A beaten red battle standard is furled around the time-worn halberd even after his lord has fled. Commander O'Neill continued to brandish this flag in the devastation of rot-eaten field battle. Sole veteran who remembers the battle with pride. Then, you also earned an unalloyed golden needle. An intricately crafted needle of unalloyed gold snapped in half. A ritual implemented craft to ward away the meddling outer gods. It is thought capable of forestalling the incurable rotting sickness. Sage Gallery has designs for this needle. That needle is super freaking important if you're hunting down certain shit. But now we've done all that. So the only thing to do now is to return to Sage Gallery and deliver the news.
You fail. Go on. It's yours. Now let Well, this is a marvel in the work of a true artisan, a meticulous, bold craftsman who grasps the essence of life. Can you give me some time with this? As well made as it is, it won't be much use snapped in half, will it? Can you give me as well made? Can you give me as well made?
Okay, so we'll give him the time of when we are exploring all of Celia. Put a marker down because he's part of the quest line for Millicent. The invader that we just fought will actually become an ally in the future. So then, reading the note. And so the secret of Celia, the town of Celia hides the source. Light 3 flames atop the candle towers to break the seal. Naturally, you're going to do that anyway because it's the only thing to do in this town. And there you have it. There's the gimmick. The gimmick is that there are invisible sorcerers littered all throughout this entire town. So just kind of stock up on your stuff. I think it's a great idea to summon in here because your summon's going to actually like hunt down the dudes. You do want to take note of each one of these points right here. Just kind of put down a marker. get you a new painting. So, like I said, we're gonna have to go back down to that spot. That's basically where it's at. Double slash. Usable on swords and that. Double slash, skill of superior swordman, perform a crossing slash from a low stance. Repeated inputs allow up to 2 follow-up attacks. Double slash could be potentially better than sword dance. So we will have the damage test. Let's kind of jump down, grab this. Like I said, keep putting down these little markers. Said a seal was broken. So if you've been putting down your markers, you'll know exactly where to look. So the first seal I broke was that one over there, which will lead to a boss encounter. We don't want to do that. Get Staff of the Loss. Perfect. Okay. Okay, Staff of Loss. And this boosts invisibility sorcery. So this staff would have been really good if not for the terrible scaling that it performs at. Because invisibility sorceries are extremely overpowered in this game. Go ahead and let Oleg have his one-on-one with that guy. I hate when that happens. Another seal's broke. Just making really bad choices there. Okay, the 3 beacons are lit. Just want to clean up the rooftop. We get this. The last imbued sword key. This Spelldrake +1. And this Night Comet. Best spell in the game ever. Just your sorcery build. Just use it. Just use it. You can see that definitely on the channel when I ran the sorcery build, and Night Comet was the absolute goat. As cheeseball as of a spell as it is so good against NPCs because they're dumb. They can't see it. Then we come over here. I actually don't know if Oleg will be summonable here. We'll see. If not, oh well. Yeah, you just kind of want someone in there to take away the other one. Otherwise, they just follow you, and they have these really weird, like extendable, weapons. Pretty cool, but definitely weird. It's a shotl, so this one tears through defenses. You can swing it like a whip, too, which makes it even weirder. Show it. Curved swords, so shouldn't be far from the regular swords. Extremely weird. There you go, you get Lusats, so enhanced power sorceries, but consumes additional FP. 52 to use. Pretty much your Logan staff of the game. And all you want to do here is just kind of, we've seen this already, right? So you don't need to worry about that. And, oh, we already come. Usually I don't grab the item off the tree. But now, I have Celia Crystal Tunnel. Now we'll give this place a reasonable exploration. And very early in the game, we got transported here from Limgrave through a transporter trap. So that's why that chest is already empty. A little bit of an ugly fight there. That's not the easiest thing to pull off, but just 5 of those if you're wanting them so bad. Yeah, when he does that, just get away from him. I'll just kind of charge that up, and then you'll take chip damage because it's magical. I'm behind you, Joe. Really, you want that thing to drop down with us. And an odd place to get the, the upgrade material that we need for our blade here. But that's where it is. So now you get Rock Blaster. So exactly what you saw the big dude do, that's exactly what you get to do now. Take this down. Careful around this corner here. This raises the potency of your incantation. So if your incantation build here is your Grave Mass Talisman, whatever. The boost is but I mean, you know, more damage. Longer durations on spells if you really are into that. And you just fall like one stone short of actually being able to get a plus 15 for your, you know, whatever weapon, but I'll be able to get this up, which is good. But for your other weapon, not so much. And with this, battle can be kind of hard, but you want magic. This thing's weak to magic and to strikes. And that's why I choose Wild Strikes for the mace, because it makes it swing a lot quicker than normal. And you'll actually get more damage from doing that per second than the riposte, you know what I mean? So, Somber 6, 7, Chunk, and a Somber Miner's Bellbearing. Meaning we can now buy Somber 1 and 2s, which isn't that special because we could do that at EG, but now you have it at the round table. Right now, everything's looking really good. Get rid of those and put back on our lightning grease. Okay. Now, a few things we want to do. We want to go talk to Gallery. See if he's done anything with that needle yet.
repaired. Now it will forestall the rotting sickness. Will you give it to the girl, Millicent? I will reward you in kind. Millicent rests at the church atop the cliff beyond Celia, the town yonder, tended to by the witless pests who worship her, or rather her rotting sickness, as a god. A wretched fate, indeed. The poor girl, she never wished for any of this. Do you find it peculiar that I would show such concern for the girl? Well, I'm the one that found her, a mere babe in the swamp of Aeonia. She is one of my dear daughters. But the rotting sickness erodes one's memory. I doubt that she remembers the first thing about me. Oh, I must be getting old. I didn't always worry so much. Now, all you need to do is deliver the needle to Millicent. She's convalescing in the church atop the cliff just beyond Celia. Do so, and you shall receive a handsome recompense. Now she's do so.
Okay. So continuing that quest line, but we're going to go back to the round table. I want to take care of some upgrades.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
Okay.
In this act reminds me.
Okay. I need 4 more. Level on up. Okay. We can try double slash. I actually want to see what it does. I think it's like, it says you can add up to 2 more hits, so it's a double already, and then 2, so that's 4. This one's only 3. So we will see if it's better or not. Wild Strikes is really good, huh? That's it. And we found the last imbued store key. And you get Nokron. So you found how to get here, but you won't be able to advance into Nokron. Kind of shitty, isn't it? I actually think there was fucking flowers up there. Flowers or butterflies, I'm not really sure. I forgot a little bit. I don't ever go over here anymore because there's really no point to. The reward here is just shit, so. But we'll show it, we're showing everything. Get a ghost too. And then this is the only reward. A molted necklace. So this raises immunity, robustness, and focus. So it's a combination of all the different shits we found to this point. Got the unalloyed gold needle. This one is just been repaired. So now we have to take it to Millicent and inject her with it. And then you can actually see this dude from like all the way down there. And if you recognize this, that is Seafur River, all the way through. So like if I stopped, stared, I could have seen him way out in the distance. And that's how I knew this game was special, because I was like, yo, we can go over there. Yeah, you're gonna go over there. You're gonna, you know, you can come here, there. You're gonna go through all of that. It's a crazy ass game. So really, really fucking cool, to be honest. I don't really know how to avoid that move. That's always been my, like, killer with them. Oh yeah, stop eventually. Whoa. 4, 5, 6. That's a 6 slasher. That's actually kind of cool. Yep. And that's it. For the 4 belfries are now complete. So other than just doing the rest of Jarburg, Carrion Study Hall, and then this, the area is almost done. And then Ronnie's her own little subplot, so I don't really count her part of this. And gallery's good. So now we're going to go back to Celia Understairs. I don't think I did it. That's crazy. I did. think I rested here. Oh, I did. Okay. So there's a lot of blue gates, and this place can really disorient you really badly. But 3 chests, that door for the boss, and a special staff, and then this one up here could be easily forgotten. So this is how you progress with more of Caleb. If you're trying to get the full 100. Just kind of come up. You can fight the skeleton dudes. I don't think they're really worth it. They're kind of just armored up. There's nothing to be gained from jumping up there. This will probably be your first instance of a metal ball. Yeah, you want to watch out for those things. They're omnidirectional, so they can travel with you. They don't just go down the hill, they go all over the place. Okay, so these flowers are the sacramental buds, things we've been picking up as items around the exploration. These flowers, however, do not ever replenish, and they are very, very important in the creation of clarifying boluses, or preserving ones, the ones that cure scarlet rot. So when you find them, they are very limited. Just keep that in mind. Then you got these dudes kind of running around, and they're very hard to see too, so just kind of stop pouring every now and again and take a look, because they're blended in real well with this red shit. And over here you can see a really nice portrait picture right there of Redmayne. Pick up that. Then I pick up this because I usually forget to do this in my more later playthrough. And then you're looking down, you're like, man, what is all that, right? And you got this thing pointing down in that direction, so there's a catacomb down there somewhere, isn't there? First off. A good amount from this church alone. And we saw that girl just kind of chilling there, writhing in pain. I think we know who she is by now.
Well, it matters not. If you are wise, you will leave immediately. My flesh writhes with scarlet rot. It is a curse. Not to be meddled with by man. You ask that I stab myself with the needle to quell the scarlet rot. But how? Never mind. I've decided I would rather trust you than simply continue to spoil from within. Would you mind averting your eyes for a moment? Well, that was easier than expected. But why do I feel so...
Okay, now you want to rest here and definitely put in that sacred tear. No, Melina. Now she's standing up.
I hoped to see you again. My apologies for when last we met. I fainted before I could even thank you. Everything is as you said. Since inserting the needle, the scarlet rot has ceased to writhe. Even the nightmares have abated. And now, though I can scarcely believe it myself, I can move as I please. Not that I could ever truly repay you, but I would like you to have this, by way of thanks. A token though it is. I'm considering leaving. On a journey with the needle buried in my flesh. I've started to recall, but dimly, my destiny. It's all thanks to you. My name is Millicent. I pray fate permits us meet again. I'm considering leaving. On a journey with the needle buried in my flesh. I've started to recall, but dimly, my destiny. I'm considered the needle my destiny.
Okay. You want to rest again? And she be gone. So she gave us an heirloom. This one boosts your dexterity. So finally, dexterity builds. Put that on. And it goes up by 5. I wish I had found this, because I didn't even know about her quest. I didn't even know about this upper place in my first playthrough. There are a lot of places I missed. So I'm really glad that I ended up finding that. It was just a little too late, because I started out as a samurai, and as you can guess, I stayed with the Uji Katana the entire game. Unfortunately, to no avail. So, before we go back down to Gallery Shack, it's probably smart to go ahead and take down some shit out here. We'll need to come over here again. So I'll just put a marker down to remind me. Then here you have a host of these motherfuckers to kill. I always thought it was ridiculous, like how many bone to feather ratio it takes to build one of those, so I'm trying to get into those. One thing I haven't really done. Yeah, so long as they pull that move off, then we are like super safe. It's when they get up and start wanting to poison shit, that's when it gets kind of retarded. They're nifty. Okay. I'm guessing these guys are all over the place. And this is well worth your time to take out this giant now instead of saving it for later, because killing the giant will make sure that he never comes back, and then you won't ever have to deal with pots being thrown at you anymore. I would just let him come over here. He has this really bad habit about knocking you off the edge, so just get him in the middle. Yep. Come on, big boy. Yeah, you like to fight him here, but then he just like knocks you off the edge and you die. So it's pretty stupid. I just with him shit. Woo. Let go of my controller for a minute. Lost my way. It's gonna be a little bit of an ambush right here, so just be careful. I don't know why these dudes are that strong. No idea. Black Key Bolt. Bolt's using the Crepus Black Key crossbow, so, yeah, just keep that name in mind. I have my words with that. Yeah, we don't really get a lot of these out here, so I would just chop them all down. Considering it's high time we get ourselves some beast bones back. So he ain't that bad. Eternal Darkness, another nighttime sorcery. Let's see. Create space darkness, draws in sorceries and incantations. So yeah, basically you put that out and then anyone that shoots spells at you will have it absorbed in a little black hole. Down here, I'll find Millicent.
Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps, before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, never mind that. I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong. Well, I must stay.
Okay, now you can run back to a grace, or just do this.
Thank you, kind, for giving the needle to Millicent. Now she too can begin her journey and stare her fate straight in the eye. You've been a saint through and through. As thanks, I vow to impart of the lost sorceries at the Celians. Oh, you noticed, did you? Indeed, Millicent did visit this hovel of a home. It seems the memories eaten away by the rotting sickness yet remain, but faintly. However, she has no need of me anymore. No,
That's the best stat I've ever seen.
on her journey and stare her fate in the eye.
I like that.
I mustn't be
That's the best one I've ever seen.
I've aged. I've found the best way to aid the young is to be forgotten.
That is cool down here.
It was cold in San Jose.
Oh, I bet.
Even in this house.
Probably nothing in there. Shit.
No.
No heat or nothing. Oh, it's already time? Yeah, it is. Shit. Time to go get the kids. Yep. Oh, man. Fuck all that. Okay, so now we get all of this. Night Shard is not as good as the one that we got from Night Comet, but it's just a little less FP cost, so you can kind of do like FP management with this one, so it might be worth your time. But Night Comet will like 6-7 shots done with every boss in the game. It's fucking ridiculous. Night Maiden's Mist is a life-sapping silver mist. I've never used it before, but that sounds pretty cool. And let's see, what does it actually do? Promotion, dealing damage to all combat. Okay. So it's like Pestilence, basically, right? Fires 3 shooting stars that pursue enemies. So unfortunately, we've seen this, and this does like a shit ton of damage on us, but it does no damage to the enemies.
Please make certain, like her mother, she has the stuff to be a great, but commands only one arm.
So little lore about who Millicent is, right? Kind of crazy. We'll pay attention to this one really well. I like the Millicent questline after I found it, so yeah, it's extremely long though, and it goes I don't even want to say it goes to end game. It goes to optional game. You know what I mean? Like that's how far this quest line actually takes you. So it's in your interest to go ahead and start that if it's your first time. Now we can go back up to the church. And continue our exploration here. So the only thing we really got left up here is just the top portion. And that's what we're going to do. So if you remember, we've actually kind of already been up this way. If you remember taking Fort Ferrith, we kind of jumped down from it. I used this to pole vault myself all the way up here in the last part, and then we got all these smithing stones up this way. But now it's time to beat up a mage. Okay, grab you some beast blood. And then this is where a note that we had bought from a merchant earlier is finally going to come to fruition. So if you're remembering to check your notes and just kind of play the game smartly, things like this won't come to you as a surprise. You're just going to have to figure it out. Or you can just do what everyone else does and just read the messages, and the messages will usually point you in the direction of something secret. And this is the only instance of this in the game, which I think is absolute shit. Like, I wish they would have did more of this stuff with it, but they did not. So, just for future reference, you're not going to get any more of these open world mystery doors like this pretty much ever again. But if we look back on a note, and it was talking about a hidden cave, you absolute ass. Who are you? Oh. But there's a hidden cave in the town of Celia. Look beyond the graveyard at the precipice. So we look here. We are super far away from Celia, but graveyard. Only graveyard you'll find other than the one at the bottom, but that leads to nothing. And then if you just kind of walk forward, you're like, oh, where? Read the messages, try attacking, hidden path, and boom. And this is actually really important to find for Selen's quest line. A whole bunch of quest lines kind of interconnect and come through when you start deep diving into Elden Ring's little exploration stuff. And this by far could potentially be one of the hardest boss fights in the game if you're not really equipped or set up well for it. It's got a ton of these little hidden things. So there's a lot of hidden walls in this one too. This cave is like infamous for this. And we got one gigantic problem at the bottom though. So this could be kind of a tough setup for me if I'm not careful on how I approach. Okay. sure you've seen it. Honestly, to this point, I think I've been getting just really, really good RNG with these guys because they have this really weird flailing attack that just does too many hits at once. And it just pretty much hits you, it tracks you, and then you just get popped for death instantly. I mean, those things have been like the bane of everyone's existence since the game came out. That's why everyone says, like, tough enemy ahead, tough enemy ahead. Like, yeah, they are. It's not like hitting them is tough, it's the fact that they get to fuck you up so quickly. And none of them have actually taken the opportunity to do that to me, which is just insane luck, to be honest. But had I continued around the path, it basically would have just took me here, and I would have had to do a little jumping thing. You can see people died because they fell off the platform. Just be careful of your drops. It's not a rush. Just kind of plan out your movements. Alright, so the first instance of a digger staff, which came a little later than I would expect because I get these in Liurna most of the time. But these boost the power of stone digger sorceries. So if you like the little dive bomb thing that he just did, or you know, the rock shatter spell, then those will get enhanced with those. Unfortunately, those staffs aren't that great for all-around sorcery build. So then there's two types of drops here, alright? There's the drop down there for the Revenant, and then there's this drop down here, and you want to be careful of this guy. He hit me anyway. Seal can only be broken by a seal breaker. You will need to remember that this exists here, alright? So what you need to do is put down a marker for Celia Hideaway, because we are going to come back down here at a much, much later point in the game in order to continue this quest line for Selen, which is basically where this all ends up. Got, of course, the Revenant fight happened here. But when we come back through the second time, you won't have to fight the Revenant anymore. So if those things are giving you a problem, just be aware that you won't have to do it again. You don't even really have to do it the first time. You can just run away from it, but you know, grab the Lost Ash of War and then just head on out. It is going to be very imperative that you have a strike weapon or a way to kind of really destroy poise, because that's what this next boss fight is going to predicate itself on. Alright, to the right's a hidden path. Thank you, person. And they weren't lying. You want to come up and around, and then more of those, and to get the crystal spear. So a magic spear made out of crystal. So it's the same thing that like the Crystallian ladies kind of just jump around with, and they're just poking away, poking away, poking away. Same exact one, just so you know. The only thing that I say about that is that I think the Clayman's Harpoon definitely outbids it in damage department by a lot. So that's why it's not really like the best thing to kind of look at in terms of damage if you're building towards like a magic spear build. And honestly, if you're just running any kind of spear build, I would just stick with Partisan because it's got a sweep moveset and it's really hard to come by a spear that does like sword stuff, you know? Could be missing a very important spear, but I don't remember now. And then you can choose to go through there, but we're actually going to take a secret path. This is a bit of a tough jump. Want to line yourself up right and just be careful because that camera likes to kind of twist and turn you. Chain you to your sword. And I would just take down at least one something, you know. You get Crystalline Ashes. So if you like these enemies because you know that they don't take a lot of damage until their poise is broken, then you can summon it for help. In a lot of rare cases, it actually can be very useful because there are just some enemies that don't do shit for damage on poise. And then the worst part about this dungeon is the run back. So if you die, the run back is quite a distance. I would suggest summon help for this fight for sure. You can take it on by yourself. It's really not that difficult to do it, and if you know how to like kind of run around and play the game with that. But just having someone to help is better because you get 3 of these guys. Oh shit, oh shit. Now, Crystal Torrent can be so good if it just didn't suck in most cases, but pretty much you want to down an enemy, get that thing riled up, and then, I mean, you have a beast of a spell on hand. That would have sucked if I died to those. I've never died to those. That thing did a lot of damage. But yeah, you can see that was a fight that definitely required some kind of like, don't hit me, because if you're running by yourself, you're going to have to dodge the spear lady. She's going to keep jumping at you, the one throwing the little crystals at you and all that shit, and then you got the spell one, which is pummeling you with rotten spells and stuff like that. So it's a really shit fight. Okay. And remembering that we have a lot of places to come back to in the future. We can... I don't really want to risk this many runes with this guy because sometimes that asshole can take you down real quick in like one shot. So like I said, I'd just rather not risk that. But I'll have to keep in mind when I actually do level up when to do that. So we got a couple things going on up here. Millicent's progressed. Nothing else we can do in the underground for now, around here at least. So, bottom half of Caelid minus Redmane is still looking pretty good. We got Lens Rise, Great Bridge. All the north sector's been taken care of. So now I think it's time to enter through here.
Hey!
Oh shit. I don't know what's up with that bird. That one just loves to follow me right now. Fan daggers are phenomenal. Like if you're running a pure dex build, like holy shit, those things can do some damage. It's actually kind of crazy. We got a Redmane Knight that's just kind of doing his thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be a good sizable war right here between these animals of Caelid and the Knights of Redmane. The Star Scourge conflict, Radon alone holds Celia secure and stands tall to shatter the stars. Leading into more of why he's called the Star Scourge Radon. Dragblade is a heavy infinity. You pretty much just stick your weapon in the ground and it becomes like more powerful because there's like a bunch of jagged rocks surrounding it. It's obviously very, very popular in a bunch of different strength builds. I think I tried it out before, but I really wasn't in love with the damage output that's like supposed to be a part of it or some shit. This can be a bit of a fight right here, so you really want to be careful. We don't want to pull in like extra shit, but we do want what's here. The problem with him in his area is that as soon as he like jumps on something, his AI like got reset each time like he was falling. So it was really It's really awkward. Like, it's really awkward to fight those big things in these tight spaces because it's supposed to be a cool fight, but it ends up being, you know, a game, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, Elden, it's a game, alright. Yeah, I don't really know how they expected to win this fight without their knight riding around. You're like, no, brother, you got a laugh on your hands over here. Okay, then in case anything goes wrong, you always want to pop a grace whenever you can. We'll see if I kind of messed up the order of Redmayne. I don't think I did, but sometimes I can't tell how this works. Funny thing about this is that you can actually drop off without taking any damage. Oh, worst talisman in the game. Raises the power of arrows and bolts. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually pretty good. It sucks because they don't put love and attention into arrows and bolts, so you can't really run a decent ranged option for my melee builds, you know? It just is kind of made to just tailor towards magic or incantations, which are cool. No, don't doubt that. They're cool, but just not the same. So it doesn't look like I disturbed the order of things here, which is phenomenal. This is what we want. Now, I don't know what the triggers are, because there's two scenarios you can run into Redmayne. For Redmayne, for what it is right now, this is a state of where Redmayne needs to be... General Radahn needs to be defeated, basically, at this point. But sometimes... And I'm thinking it's if you come into Caelid too early and you don't defeat the Lunar Princess or Lunar Queen first, then I think what happens is that the game is kind of saying, like, you didn't do certain events in order, so we have to put Redmayne in its, like, natural state of when it's actually manned and armed. So then what happens is that you have, like, a bunch of catapults just kind of chilling around here. They'll shoot at the gate or at the bridge over here. You'll have like a troll that sits on top of the damn, what do you call it over here, the building. You got dudes lined up everywhere. I mean, it looks like a castle that's being well defended. You know what I mean? So I don't know the exact triggers, because sometimes when I run up here, it seems like everything's just going on, and then there's actually there's two different boss points you have to do. So this one, we're going to fight Radon, because this the way that the castle's set up already, we can't undo this until we fight and kill Radon. But if it was the other way around, then we would have another boss fight that we have to do while the castle's completely armed up, and it would actually allow you to explore the entire castle on its own. And then you would have to do some sequencing of events, and then come back to the castle, and then it'll be like this empty. And it's really awkward because it doesn't feel right. It feels like, okay, it's just well armed, and then all of a sudden it's just completely empty just to fight Radon. So you actually want to run up to Redmane when it's empty like this, and then it becomes fully fleshed out once all of that shit's done. Like I said, it's a weird one. I don't understand what the triggers are that makes it do that, but if in your game you're like, why doesn't he have fucking catapults and shit shooting at him? Well, I'm just telling you now, I don't know what the triggers are that makes that happen. But in the instance that you do have that happen to you, then you're gonna have to fight the boss arena that's deep inside the castle, and then you're gonna have to like reload the game, go transport other places, probably fight a few more bosses, do everything you can in Liurnia, or just straight up advance to Altus Plateau. So, you're gonna be in a world of hurt when it comes to looking up how to do shit online, because people ain't helpful. So, any of that made sense? Good? You don't want to mess with the beetle. You want to mess with this thing. Okay, Flaming Strike is pretty nice, but there's a much better skill than that. So... Oh, you know what? This might... Never mind. I think I'm talking shit. That is the one I was using. Oh, it's Redmane's Flame. Redmane's Flame it used to be pretty good, but then they nerfed the shit out of it, so now it sucks. Flaming Strike, though, that's the Ash of War that I was using for my incantation build, and it dominates. I remember now, okay. I put that on the Sword Spear, and it just fucking slaps. That's all you need to know about it. So, in a lot of instances, I might even go back to it for this regular sword build I'm doing, because it's really that good. I mean, it's free fire. And I don't think it cost a lot either. Yeah, about 4 FP cost, and then 10 for the follow-up. So a lot less than most of your strength build ones. Alright, so Redmane is going to be, like, completely dead. There's going to be a few enemies to fight, but it's not going to be anything crazy right now, because there's nothing here. We get cool music. That's about it. So like I said, we got some dogs. Oh my god. Should be a second one. Yeah, you thought, didn't you? Get you an Armor's Cookbook 5, that's going to be immunizing cured meat and white cured meat. And now we have a plus 14 weapon. So now the mace can get up to plus 14. Shortcut. Be a page in here. Super rare drop from them is the Perfumer's Bolt. So fire damage type of bolt. You don't really get those at all. I don't even think you have a way of crafting them in the end game either, so that really sucks. Then down here, we have a series of shitty battles. You can summon for help if you need it from up top, but most of the time people ain't available. So we want to draw one at a time. You don't want both. You can see both. That was a mistake. Yeah, so all the doors here are completely uncheckable right now just because we are in the state of we have to defeat the world boss first. Don't touch Sending Gate, it'll just take you right back outside. But all of this is completely useless explorable. Do want to take out at least the enemies that are here though, because they will give you some nice stuff. And then they'll disappear, so. But a majority of this shit is, you know, unexplorable for now. And then what I am going to suggest at this point is that you have enough runes to level up, at the very least. And if not, go ahead and just go buy anything. You don't want to be stuck in a demigod battle with a bunch of runes that you're not willing to lose. Now we can start seeing those diminishing returns take hold on us finally. Everybody's here, right? Blythe came in, Alexander's chilling, so everybody did exactly what they said they were going to do. Then, we got some additional people. This is pretty much the Finger Maiden Theralina puppet, so I think they're like the same design.
Ah, there you are. Took your sweet time. The plays are all made up. I'm waiting for the curtain. Let's give them a show to remember, eh? Just don't you go dying on me. For Ronnie's sake, too. Once more into the fray together, eh? This might even be fun. Once more into the fray.
Then approaching closer will get us a conversation, I think.
Champions!
Yeah.
Welcome! The stars have aligned. The festival is nigh. General Radahn, mightiest demigod of the Shattering, awaits you. Champions, prepare for battle. Defeat the General, claim glory, and grab that great rune. A celebration of war. The Radahn Festival!
Ah, you came. How delightful. Indeed, I thought I might find you here. By the by, do you know for whom this festival is being held? Well, it is none other than General Radahn himself. To think, I could face a great champion of the Shattering, a demigod in the flesh. Oh, God. In truth, I quiver at the thought. Such is his frightful repute. But the fear simply assures me the ordeal is worth undertaking. Be sure to get a good vantage, my friend. I, Iron Fist Alexander, do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal. Be sure to get a good vantage, my friend. I, Iron Fist Alexander, do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal. sure to get I.
Okay. Then with everyone kind of wrapped around and good to go. We are set to take on the rest of this now. And you want to come up here and talk to Jiren for a...
Are you good and prepared, young chum? The festival begin. Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture. General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog. Howling at the sky. But now, we must make merry. O gathering of champions! The revels begin! The celebration of war! The Radahn Festival!
Indeed, the Radahn Festival. Alright, heartening cry. Get a new gesture.
You will find the field of battle past the church ahead, upon the shore under the fort. General Radahn is there, divested of his wits and howling at... You will find the field General Radahn divested and howling.
So it's only right to put down the once great general, right? More of a mercy kill type thing. Get you a somber 5. So you see we are missing sombers, right? Like the best the game's going to tell you is that you're only getting halfway there. But 7 is like super difficult to come by. So if you had a 7, you'd be able to already have a +9 by now. Specialty weapon at least. And then for our other stones, you know, we're sitting here kind of stuck at a +15 at the very least. At least on one weapon. Now this fight could be kind of difficult for a melee build because of how fast and wonky this fight looks. Very, very easy though for anything with range, stuff like that. Another smith stone up to +18. So I could actually upgrade my weapon one more time if I wanted to, but I think we'll hold just firm. You don't have to. So, a lot of different people love to jump into the Radahn fight. Because it really like makes their build shine, you know what I mean? Seeing like how far you really come to build your character and what you've done with it up to this point, and that's, you know, a lot of people like this is their trigger point to be like, okay, this is the third main boss of the game, you know, and you want to see how well, you know, you fare against this guy. he's also a stopgap for a lot of people because he is extremely difficult. Until you start figuring out his like what he does and stuff like that. So we'll just take a peek, see if anyone is here. As usual, they always are, right? So he's waiting to be summoned here, you know. Sometimes this happens. Maybe they get summoned to other places. I don't know what the deal is with that stuff. But most, like, I mean, I want to say about a year ago, I know that this field was, like, littered with gold signs. So a lot of people, you know, are probably starting to be there and probably get their attention off of Elden Ring and probably prepping for new things or whatever. But on the off chance you get lucky enough, then you might be able to go ahead and pick up, you know, someone to come and help you out and stuff like that. But for this fight, you're going to get tons and tons of summon help. So this just kind of just shows what this type of battle is going to be. And we're just going to jump right into it because it's honestly one of my favorite fights in the entire game. Alright, you want to take your time because you see him over there. Keep your shield up. And then you got to dodge through that. You don't have to waste your time to summon. All you got to do is just go straight over and hit triangle, and then the game will recognize it as you summoning. I actually couldn't see that, so that sucked. Everybody will start charging away. Want to watch out for the rain of spears. So, big key problem there is that while everything's really wild and running around, you feel like you can be a little loose with your defensive tactics and then just kind of wildly swing while everyone's doing this. And that's not necessarily the way that you want to take on the Radahn fight. Now, what really got screwed up was when everything started coming down on me like that, and I was just like, fuck, not ready to go. And then after like the first hit, things got way out of hand. You just want to... You know? These like track you, it's really strange. I don't know. Pretty much Crag Blades right there. Shit. Alright, this, you just kind of want to run, look up in the sky, keep your shield up, and pray to God he don't land on you. Then you can resummon. Oh, that was so good. What a fucking move, man. That was really good. I completely forgot about the shockwave, because at this point, I mean, I already had people summoned up and we killed this dude by now. But I think we see the actual point of Radon. So we will actually see if anybody does want to join in. Not really. I don't think anybody is here anymore. That's crazy. That's sad. I remember always being summoned into, like, it was either a Praetor Reichard fight or a General Radon. That was, like, the only fights I would always get summoned into. Then just get the fuck out of Dodge. I want to figure out where he's coming from. There he is. Woo. Doesn't want to summon. Summon more. Just keep summoning. And yep, you can resummon everybody because he's just meant to be like this crazy ass boss. That's it. So these red marks were never made back then. Like, you would never know how to advance Ronnie's quest line until it actually, like, you just kind of figured it out online or something. But that's for Dawn. Unfortunately, I died too many times to kind of say, like, that was a good battle, because I should know better. Like, it's just run around, summon, and that's the gist of the battle. So, my bad on that part. Should have definitely focused up a little bit better. Alexander's going to be a little sad.
Ah, hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, am nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward. And as such, I can hardly stand to face one such as you. But don't you think I've given up just yet. As luck would have it, there's a veritable mountain of warriors' bodies right here. If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time. And you know, the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the shattering, the greatest of all war? Just you wait and see, friend. I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait when next we meet. The bodies found here. Who could expect any less? Just you wait.
Ah, good. I was waiting for you. Oh, what a sick way to fight, eh? The glory of the clash is shared by Radahn and you. And did you see that afterwards? The falling star right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokran, where Ranni's fate will be decided. Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth. We'll take up our swords once more for Mistress Ranni. Let's meet where the falling star will go into. My only purpose is to fight for Ranni's fate. The curtain's rising. On the final act. Let's meet where the will go into. My only purpose. The curtain's rising.
Sure is, Wolf Buddy. Okay. Now then, there are a multitude of things that need to get done around here. First off, we got Radahn's rune. Remember it, okay? The Red Lion General wielded gravitational powers, which he learned in Celia during his younger days. Also, he would never have to abandon his beloved but scrawny steed. Okay. Then the great rune of the Shardbearer Radon, devoid of benediction, seek the divine tower of Caelid, which stands upon the precipice of Dragon Barrow's shore. So we got, let's see here. We can get rid of that marker because we already did all that. Now we have to break out towards opening up his great rune. Ronnie's pretty much entirely of Ronnie's side quest needs to get done now before we even step into Altus. But then again, you can just go into Altus Plateau and just continue the game. Because Ronnie's stuff is not required. It's just required for a different ending of the game. That's actually for a trophy. But then remember, we look at our map. We had this thing that we found that was pointing in this direction. So what is over here? Like I said, Caelid is very, very small. There's not a lot to it. There's like some more stuff to do, of course, but it's just extremely tiny compared to Limgrave and Liurnia. You know, I think we did it in like more than half the time. Because right now we're sitting at a 42-hour playthrough, and I have 2 4-hour videos of Caelid alone, so it's 8. Yeah, we definitely had much more time spent in Limgrave and Liurnia. Alright, War Dead Catacombs. I'm going to save this part until we level up a little bit better, because it can be a lot to kind of say, hey, go in here and take this on for new players who are trying to get into this game, because this place can absolutely ruin the game for you. You're going to be like, nope, fuck this, I don't want to play anymore. Because these enemies just hit stupidly hard, so I'm not even going to go in there and be like, just do what I do, because then I know that's not how it works. But we are going to have to reset Redmane Castle once again. So we want to go back here. And then return to the entrance. And getting this to trigger off is kind of difficult. Because we need... I think talking to Jaren is the key to making this all work out.
At last, the war festival has ended. Brave champion, you have our gratitude. The celebration was spectacular. General Radahn is surely pleased. Festering with rot and crippled by madness, all he wanted was an honorable death. Finally, my work is done. I'm no longer bound to this fortress. I have a task in mind. Old business, you could say. You wouldn't understand. May we meet again, if the fates deign it. Brave champion. It's time I went. May we meet again, It's time. May we meet?
Okay, now since we defeated yet another god, we want to go ahead and go back to the table. And speak to the two fingers. So then you have a choice of a great sword, or a colossal sword, or a great bow. Now, in this playthrough, I'm actually going to consider the lion's great bow, because this thing has a little bit of a passive effect. And give me a minute. I'm actually going to break real quick. All right. All right, so we got the choice of the lion great bow here. And then there's a great bow of black iron wielded by General Radon, decorated with a lion mane motif. Imbued with the gravitational power of Star Scourge, when used along with Radon spears, it can become a true weapon of a champion. So the only thing that gives this thing flack is its damage output in the end, and the unique skill that can't be changed out. However, it does give like a 20% increased damage when using his specialty bow, his arrows. So this thing can actually be pretty damn good. I'm actually going to use that one. Then you can pick up his uniform. and run around look just like him. It's actually a really good uniform too because it has a lot of huge resistances as well, but it's just heavy.
Now, let do.
So then we take a look. And Radahn's bow, great bow, is 9.5 weight, so it can definitely be wielded. If I need to, I'll switch in and out, as well as, you know, putting my bigger arrows down here as well. And if you need to buy the arrows, they come from her. 800 apiece, though. So you'll be farming some heavy runes for his types of arrows. But if I want to shoot at something big, I need something big to shoot at it with. That's just how I feel about it.
Well, I took you've no matter. It's out your own.
See, Radahn's bow will cost Sombers. That's not bad at all, I'm telling you. Then we're looking at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Just 5. So we get a +5 Radahn bow right now. 5, and then that's it. We don't want to waste the 6 just yet. Now the great bow is hitting even harder than most of our weapons right now, which is crazy.
In this ad, it reminds me.
Greeting, you hits.
Oh, it's already time for that, huh? Okay, so now talk to Roderica. She's about to open up a new side
I
quest.
feel like I'm really coming to grips with spirit tuning of late.
Oh, never mind. She's not.
I can see how and why immortal essence exists. A spirit under the Golden Order. I can understand their yearnings. What they become drawn to. Master Hugh said it himself, actually. That I'm no mere apprentice any longer. Once again, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Roderica, the certified spirit tuner. Greeting, you hears. Greeting.
So now we have a feel-good story with Roderica. She's really coming to her own now.
Back already, no matter.
Oh.
Back already, no matter. The girl has come a long way. As ever, time and technique have made her stronger. 'Tis good to see. An imprisoned monster does not deserve an apprentice or a daughter. But at times, that's precisely what she feels like to me. I've gone soft. And it isn't easy.
An amazing, nice little story right there, right? Just keep plussing your weapons up. Best we can do. Yeah, I don't go ahead and do that. Now the longbow's hitting even harder. Everything's working out pretty nicely.
Journey to the capital, then the two think you may be. General Rudd, he fought months.
So nothing new to say about Great Rune being acquired, which is kind of weird since they were all hyped about the first two. And the shop grows even more. Honestly, I might buy those, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get all four of them now. Now we want to return to Redmane. There we go. Oh my god. Alright, so now Redmane's fully explorable. Watch out for this thing right here. There we go. Bit of an ugly fight because I don't really care about that thing. Alright, very important item here. Sweat Blade goes changing your affinity to flame. So now you can choose fire or flame art. So the difference between both fire and flame art is what they scale off of. Flame art's going to scale off of your faith, and then flame will scale off your faith or your I think it's dex or something like that. Strength in this game? I don't know. I forget. I used flame art, so I know that one's definitely faith, but fire, now I'm kind of second guessing on what that one might be. I believe it's strength in this game. I'm not sure. They change those things up every now and again. Really nothing found down here. That's more of a skill jump, because usually when you jump on barrels, they burst like that. But you just roll off. Right back down where you're at. That'll be it for the right side. You're going to come to the left. Climb this tower. I wish they would have put like an invasion in this place, but they kind of lacked on that, so. No invasions. You can get this asshole. Flamberge is a reliable type weapon again. It's been featured almost in every single one of the Souls games. Scarlet Rot is kept at bay with the flame at Redmane Castle, and as such, the beloved sword of Jiren eventually became the symbol of the castle itself. So it's an innate blood loss build-up greatsword. So if you're trying to run a strength build, but you'd want something with blood loss inside of it without sacrificing an affinity, then there you go. Flamberge is always a good time. First one we got. Yeah, essentially that's all that's really up here. It's just Flamberge, so. I kind of look down there and I didn't need to do that. Ooh. I want to test out my shot. Okay. Keep forgetting I have an Astral War attached to this thing, so just bear with me. I don't use bows, as you can tell. And then that's all this one is, lead up right back to where we already discovered. And then this is the new door right here. For the Cookbook 5 from the armor set. So now you get a red main fire pot, and those are basically just stronger fire pots. So now they require the Old Fang, which we've been finding all throughout the game, but not in very, vast amounts. So this one uses a ritual pot though. This one still uses the standard pot. So a little bit easier to make these ones still. But if you want a stronger variety, then there you go. I got it. No, actually, there is stuff up there. What am I talking about? There's a bunch of soldier fights. Now, I'm not sure if there's bodies that spawned around, but we'll see. Not looking likely. Well, we are pulling a bunch of those swords right now. That is good. I could just transform every single one of these into something. You could have a magic blade, a lightning blade, blood blade, cold blade. Just switch it out for every use and niche that we need. Alright, for here I would probably say summon. This is a 2v1, it's one of the hardest ones in the game. Sword, so big boy strength weapon, 50, 16 intelligence, really weird one at that. So it's a magic colossal sword, huge, hefty weight, but pretty much one of the little slabs we've been finding all around the game and just slapped on the stick. Yep, originally Rebel from Wave of Destruction, then gravitational. Yep. That weapon. See, a lot of people use that back in the first beginning of the game cycle. Now you get a useless door. Beat the boss. Yeah. That's it. So Red Main is now conquered. I'm not sure if Ruin's Greatsword is one of the legendary armaments. I'm going to have to say it probably is. Yeah, one of the legendary armaments right there. So you do need to do that fight in order to get the achievement progression for all legendary armaments. Okay. Let's see where are we stuck at. Now we want to activate the Great Rune. This is a bit of a traversal, so you want to be careful here. Ooh, you guys are taking it. I think it's that I'm looking for. Yeah, you go fuck off. See you, bucko. Stone Sword Key is the only good pull you're going to get out of here. I wish there was like a hidden talisman, but there's not. Just get up to the top of this thing because it's a heavy traversal. And then I'm going to keep this here because I'm not going to take on the rest of this dungeon since you've seen how hard it was to get up here, meaning that this is probably a little bit outside our range. But we do want to go to the right side and then have an easy path to open this door. It's really hard to see. Then right over here to the Dawn room. Amazing. So this raises your HP, FP, and stamina. And I think this is probably the best rune in the entire game. If you really don't know what to do with your rune setup, then here you go. This is definitely for you. And we'll use that more endgamey though, because I at least need Godric's rune for the rest of Ronnie's questline. Just so I have Flame cleanse me without needing to sacrifice anything. But we'll keep this here because we know that we still have something to do there, but just not right now because we're not at the proper level. And if I show new players to do that now, you're going to be miserable and probably not want to do it. Okay, so Redmane's taken care of. Gallery has nothing else for us. Millicent. Pretty much all of Caleb is now complete. Nighttime bosses are fought. Dragons are defeated. We'll do this little thing at like towards the end too. I don't want to do that shit right now. And it's just Garang from here on out. Then we got War Dead, but like I said, we need just a little bit more before we continue in there. You can do anything at any level. It's just how much more difficult do you want it to be is kind of your question that you have to tell yourself. Okay. Then I think proper questline ending now should probably be going towards Ronnie's stuff. And then I'll probably cut for the day. The full day worth of getting all of Caelid done was exactly what I intended to do. We activated the Great Rune, defeated Radon, and then there's just a few more things we need to do here still on Caelid, but it's mostly like need more levels or, you know, end game content kind of crap. That's pretty much it we can do for now. So then with that, it's been a while since we've been up here, huh? Just want to check on Kenneth, make sure things are good with him. Everything in here should be pretty much look at it in the guide.
I must begin for a true. I must begin for a true.
Right. Remember watching videos of like people putting out like, oh, this is where you go to get the Aegis Starborn fucking shit, and I'm like, yo, we never even went back here. How would anyone even know to do this? So yeah, with Radon not controlling the stars anymore, it released all of them. And then a huge crater has appeared here. I know Blythe probably said a little bit about something about this, but that's, as far as that went. And essentially what you want to do is just kind of make your way down. So now we see the red crater, or the red flag is gone, so we no longer need the help. And you want to work your way all the way around. Now, doing this is going to set along Ronnie's quest line.
It's very uncultured.
Try to get to it, Grace, real quick. Hold on, guys. This place could be a little bit of a traversal nightmare, so just be careful. Ghost Flame Torch. Just another torch, but adds cold Ghost Flame, so it's really odd because you can build up frost buildup with it. Metal Torch that burns with the cold Ghost Flame. Tool of the Fallen Hawks who prowl the underground rivers. When the band's last embers were used up in our long search, they begun to burn the bones of their fellows, acquiring cold Ghost Flame, but sealing their fate as dwellers of underground for all eternity. So, interesting offhand weapon if you choose to make it that. Then you just want to fall. And watch out for these guys. They double down as melee and, as you just saw, their ranged opponents. Really cool atmosphere of this place. Doing this is going to kick off even more Ronnie's quest line. And Caelid's pretty much complete, so now we're just going to do a lot of the underground stuff. And there's a lot to be seen down here. So more to cover. A lot more Elden Ring, I'm telling you. There's a lot bigger places to explore around here. See you the next one.